How are you doing? I hope you'll be fine. Today we talk about traveling. Some situations can transform or can be your traveling in a dream or in a nightmare. So we have things you can do and we are things you can do when you are in airport, okay? So now I'm going to give you keys you need to know when to want to travel. For example, how to get your passport, the visa application, and the airport procedures. Okay? Now, how to get a passport. In this topic, we talk about kinds of passport, things you can put or not put in your passport. Okay? So, passport definition. Passport is an official document issued by government certifying the holder's identity and the citizenship and entitling them to travel under its protection and from other forgiven country. Okay? This is definition. Now we talk about kinds of Brazilian passport. So we have different kinds from Brazilian passport. The blue one is the common passport. It's the passport all the Brazilian citizens can be used. It's the blue one, okay? The blue one, it's the more common passport in Brazil. We have two, the green one for official members, okay? Official members use the green one. We have the red one for some diplomatic person who, for example, the president, the governor, some people kind of these use the red one passport, okay? The brown one, it's used to call laissez passer. It's some kind of passport. The people going to another country who don't have a close relationship with Brazil, okay? The relations between Brazil and these other countries are very far, okay? So we use this kind of passport. And finally, you have a yellow one for the refugees, okay? If you are refugees, use the yellow passport. And finally, you have the sky blue Brazilian passport. It's for some kind of emergency. For example, someone who wants to get a heart and be so fast to bring this heart to another country. So you use the sky blue Brazilian passport. Okay? Now I'm gonna talk about how to make an appointment to get a passport. Then, to get an appointment, you need to access the website of Brazilian Police, Federal Police, to appointment, to schedule a date, okay, to make the things, for example, documents are necessary when you get a passport. An identification document in Brazil you use to keep an RG, okay? It's the sum of identification document. For example, you have a professional documents. For example, in Brazil, you have the OAB, okay? For you are a lawyer. You have if you are a police officer, you have your insignia, okay? Voter title and declaration of electoral discharge. So, if you have these, you have to mention you vote in the last election, okay? Document proving discharge with mandatory military service. Okay, if you are a man, in this case specific for men's who made it, the military service, okay? Naturalization certificate or naturalized people. You have a certificate, you are naturalized people on Brazil. Proof of payment of the passport shipping free. Here you have to pay for issue this passport, okay? Later I will talk about the price of this payment. And common previews emergency passport. Individual tax registration. We can call this our CPF. It's a register from people are common in Brazil, okay? So you have the cost of your passport is $257.25 is the cost for a common passport in Brazil, okay? The validity of this passport in Brazil is from 10 years since for the date of the issue, okay? The vocabulary. Now I'm going to talk about some words if are not common in our language. For example, application is a formal request to an authority of something, okay? It's something like you asked for something. The action of putting something into the operation, okay? Produces are established in official way to do something. Okay, you have to produce, you have a process to do something or to make something, okay? You have only this. Or you can say too, a series of action conducted in a certain or manner. Okay, you have the main cause to do this. Okay, issued, act of supply or distribute something. Issued, for example, you need a document, you have the issued by the government or the technical agency. Okay, certify is a test or confirm and a formal statement or confirm a formal document. Okay, officially recognizing, it's very important, needs to be officially recognized, and your qualification certainly and standards. Okay, citizenship is the position or status of being a citizen or a particular country. For example, you don't need to live in a country to be a citizen. You can be a citizen for another country and stay in this country, okay? Entitling, give someone a legal right or just claim to receive or to do something. Give something, specially test or work hard, and a particular tithing, okay? Foreigning, charterist of a country or language their other one own, okay? And strange and unfamiliar, you have this kind of situation. Refugees, what are refugees? Refugees are a person, okay, who has been forced to leave your country. You have some situations to leave your country by escape to war, a persecution, or a natural disaster, okay? Now we talk about a visa. Have some countries you need a visa, and have some countries you don't need a visa, okay? Now I'm gonna talk about the kinds of visa, okay? What's the procedure to get a visa, okay? Now it's the visa concept. Visa is a government authorization to stay a short period of time in another country. Can be short or can be not, okay? Can be short or can be not. Okay? Types of visa. You have visiting visa or touristing visa, business or student visa, and resident or permanent visa. Okay? Procedures to get a visa. Now you have some procedures to get a visa. Fill out the DCS visa application form. It's kind of formulary you can write, okay, for to get your visa. Okay, you can get these on this website. Okay, in this website. Okay. Book of interview. You need to book an interview. Where you book on your interview? You book your interview in this website. Okay. You access this website for to book an interview with a consulate to make some questions for you. Okay. Pay a tax. The tax of the visa costs $160. You can pay by a credit card too. It's one way you can buy these. Okay. For more information, you can access this website, and in this website have all your information you have to access to put on. You can ask it this kind of information. Okay. So when you schedule a day in a consulate with you can take your personal documents to interview. Okay. For example, they are asking you to come in an interview, so you have to bring your documents to you. Can be. So now I want to introduce my co-worker, Master Eugene Kingsley, to join us this kind of presentation. Thank you very much, and I going out.
Hello everyone. I hope Fernando's been able to explain a lot of things. But now let's take a reflect on what has been told. Traveling is one of the most difficult things that can happen. A lot of the times we want to travel to other countries, but we don't know how to go about it, especially if it's an English-speaking country. Do you understand? So there is a lot of, how do you say it? A lot of problems, a lot of things that spring up because of first-time travelers. Okay, so this is to teach you, our English students, what are the processes you need to take, what are the procedures you need to take. Okay, so it's important that you go through all the slides that we uploaded, and if you have any questions about the lecture, you can drop the comments below the video. Okay, so I'm going to be taking forward. We have the next space is there are some questions asked at the consul. What is a consul? A consul is an embassy. Like Brazilian has a consul, then every country you want to travel to has a consul. So the first thing you need to ask yourself is, which country do I want to travel to? Now you have your passport to travel, but then you have to check if the consul or the embassy is in your city. Like, for example, if it's not in your city, then you have to check which city the consul is. Then when you go there, there are some questions that the consul will be asking you, and some of them are you going to be responsible for yourself, or will someone else be responsible for you? So this is one of the common questions that they ask you, because the consul, the embassy, wants to make sure that you know what you are doing, that you have enough money to sponsor yourself, that you will not go and constitute nuisance in another country. So this is the reason why you need to know if you have a sponsor, you need to present the name of your sponsor at the point of the interview. If you're the one that is going to be responsible for yourself, you need to also present your bank records. They'll be asking you to present your bank record and all that. So if you have, like, if you're going or your parents are the one to sponsor your travel, you also need to present what? The travel documents, the financial documents, and them signing that they want to represent you while you travel. All the cases, if you have like a sibling abroad, like a brother or a sister abroad that is going to sponsor you, or a friend or a family member, it is highly important that you present the official document showing a visitation letter from those people and showing them that they are the one that's going to be taking care of all of your responsibilities. Do you understand? So these are all the little tips you need to know. So now do you have a place to stay? Now this is one of the most common questions that they ask at the embassy, because they want to know if you're not going to be constituting nuisance or going to come to, maybe for example, Canada, and you don't have a place to stay. So you have to have a place to stay. So have you booked a hotel? Are you going to be booking a hotel? So these are all the things you need to know. Are you staying with a relative? If you're staying with a relative in a foreign country, you need to have a letter indicating from the relative that you're going to be staying with them. If you're the one that you're going to be paying your hotel, you need to show, okay, yeah, I have enough money to stay, and I'll be booking my hotel in this and so places. These are the tips you need to know while answering your question at the consul. Okay. Then we have, how long do we intend to stay in our country? Now, this question is very tricky, guys, because when people ask this kind of question, what they're trying to get generally is to know if you are coming, for example, you choose to say, I'm going to be doing visiting, I'm going to be visiting for 2 weeks. And then when they ask this question, I'm going to be staying for like 3 months. That could deny your visa, guys. Do you understand? So it is highly important that you keep a honest and a very transparent question. For example, how long will you be staying, or do you intend to stay? If you're visiting and you've already said that you stated that you are going to be staying for a week, make sure you respond a week. If your visiting visa, it's about 2 months, make sure you say, I'm going to be staying about a month and I will back. So don't say anything that is going to exceed the day, because this will warrant them to deny your visa. Okay, so now, there are some countries that you need a visa, like Brazil has a diplomat's accordance with a lot of countries, and that means you don't need a visa while going to those countries, especially here in South America. There are a lot of South American countries you can go to, like Portugal is one of them, that you can travel to without applying for a visa or all that, because there is a kind of diplomat's accordance between these two countries. Do you understand? So we have here, there are other countries that you can also need visa to travel to. So for you to get more information about this, you access the www.terramundo.com.br/plug.países, keynote and processes. So all this link is going to be shown at the end of the video. So you can also access it to get more information about the countries that you need visas to travel to and countries that you don't need visa to travel to. Okay, so we have here airport procedures. Now guys, this is a very important part. Okay, airport procedure is the most difficult among the traveling, because no matter how you've done your passport is correct, you've done your visa, you've gotten your visa, you've paid for your flight. If you don't pass these procedures at the airport, you're not going to be leaving. So all the money and time is wasted. So the two major people you need to be careful are customs and immigrations. So customs and immigration are the most powerful people you'll be meeting at the airport. So number one, the custom. What is the job of a custom? The job of a custom is to make sure that contraband goods are not allowed to enter the country, so that those contraband goods will not enter the country. For example, what are the contraband goods? We have drugs, we have alcohol, we have illegal animals, we have a lot of contraband goods which are very limited and very bad for the country. Okay, for example, so if you pass the custom, now you have the immigration to face. So the custom makes sure that no contraband goods comes into the country. Do you understand? Then the immigration also makes sure that no person that is not authorized enters the country of any country at all. So these two bodies are the most important bodies you're going to be meeting at the airport. So now let's get. So, which of you have traveled before? Have you ever had a problem with a custom or immigration? Do you intend to travel? I would like to get more feedbacks from you guys. What part of this lecture is new? Or what part do you think you like the most? Or what do you think that, have you had any problems with any of those people, maybe in your local airports or coordinations? Now, let's get. Now, there are two kinds of baggages. Now, number one is a hand carry baggage and the checked baggage. So, a hand carry baggage is what you take into the airplane. That's what we call hand carry. So, a hand carry baggage is normally depend the country, but most countries it's about like 10 kg, while your checked bag about 25 kg. So if you pass this hand carry or checked-in baggage, it becomes a problem. Do you understand? So you make sure that your hand carry baggage, that you don't have anything, any contraband goods inside them. You don't have anything that's going to be harmful to other people. So because they're going to check all these processes. Okay, so your checked-in baggage will be checked to check. The immigration is going to check it, the custom is going to check it to make sure there is no contraband goods inside, to make sure there is no drugs or anything illegal inside your checked baggage. Do you understand? So let's go. Okay, so let's go back to some of the things we've learned today. Now, I want to stick on, say some things about the vocabularies we've learned. Most of the times, it's a very difficult scenario because we learn new words and we don't know how to use it. Like for example, we say application. What is an application? Application is not just an app or the kind of software you use to run your day-to-day work. Application is a formal request to make an authority for something, or what we can say to apply. We can also use the word application, for example, to apply. You say, I want to apply for a job, or to apply for a new job, or to apply for a new position. So these are all the ways we can use the word application. We have to apply, application, so, and to spell to apply, we'll just say what? A-to-T-O, then we say A-P-P-L, then Y. We remove this, okay? You say to apply a project, to apply a costume, to apply makeup to my face, for example, for ladies. So these are other ways we can use the vocabularies to application. Now let's come down to procedures. Now, this word is called procedures. Procedures is the way things are done. Every company has a procedure. What is the procedure things are done in your family? For example, is your father works, or is it your mother that pays the bills? Who takes you to school every day? So these are procedures. So the procedures bonds the word processes, okay? Processes. The process things are done are also known as procedures, okay? So an established or official way, an established or official way of doing things. Let's talk establish. Establish means the habit of doing things, okay? That means when you have the habit of doing something, it's called an established way of doing something. Like for example, you wake up every 6 a.m. in the morning, you go for jogging, or you come to school every day by 3. So this is an established way or a habit of doing something. Official way has to do with a government parastatal, a company way of doing, or a strategic way for an organization to do something. That's the difference between this, okay? Then we come down to here. A series of actions conducted in a certain way or manner. So we'll explain that. So here, issued. What is issued? Issued can also be used like your government ID card, your school books are issued. Everything that is given to you by someone else is also known as issued. Okay? So let's come down here too. Certifying. What does the word certifying means? Now, let's take this context away. Certifying generally talks about a specific, like to say that you are qualified for something. For example, if for example you are a student here in microcamp and you have learned English over time, you've studied English. So now at the end of the day, microcamp issues you a certificate. So this certificate is what certifying you, okay, that now after you've completed a series of trainings, now you are qualified to be qualified to have our representative certificate, which is you are a student that have done the processes needed or the procedure needed, and will find you worthy of having this certificate. That is what certifying also means. Do you understand? Then we come down here, citizenship. Citizenship, like my colleague said, it could be acquired 2 ways, or many ways. It could be acquired by marriage, it could be acquired by birth. Like for example, if you were given birth in a country, you are a citizen of that country. Okay, so it could also be acquired by marital status. Like when you get married to someone and over time, maybe 4 years in Europe, you become a citizen of that country. Okay, so citizenship also can be acquired by staying in a country over time. Maybe if you stayed in a country for a period of 10 years, or like in Brazil, 4 years, or other countries, you get a citizen status. Now, citizenship is very, 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 very important for you to know what is your citizenship. A lot of people here in Brazil have 2 dual citizenships. Like a lot of people have citizenship with other countries, so you have to know what's your citizenship. So now, what's your citizenship? Are you half Brazilian, half Italian, half Brazilian, half Portuguese? So you need to know your own roots, know your own citizen. This is also very important for you to ask your parents about this. Okay? Then we have entitling. Now, the word entitling means to give someone a legal right or just to claim to receive something. Now, entitling is very, very important. Now, we have entitling and entitlement. Now, these 2 words are a little bit different, okay? When we say something is an entitlement, it means something I deserve, something that I personally deserve. When you're saying someone is entitling something, it's a different way, like a legal right to claim to receive or do something, or give a special something or test. That's what entitlement. Like in this case, it will be like, for example, CPF. So when you're giving a CPF, the government is entitling every other shops in Brazil to respond to that CPF. They can use that CPF or your HG to give you things. For example, you apply for a credit card, you're applying for you want to buy a house or a car. Also, with your CPF and your HG, the government is giving you what? Is entitling every shop to respond to those coordinates. Do you understand? So this is very, very important. Now, entitlement is something I think I deserve. For example, I say, because I've worked so hard, I am entitled to having a good life. So I'm entitled to, I'm a Brazilian, because you're a Brazilian citizen, you are entitled to a lot of right. For example, you're entitled to the government providing a good healthcare center like the SUS. You are entitled to the government providing help station. For example, we have the breakout of the virus. So the government is entitled to give you a special kind of treatment or provide security or health benefit. This is your entitlement. So that's the difference between entitling and entitlement. Then we come down here. Now, foreign, the word here is foreign, okay? So, foreign is a characteristics of a country or language other than one's own. Now, we have foreign, foreigner, okay? So, the word foreign can also mean strange or unfamiliar. So, when someone is from another country or from another place, the person is what? A foreigner. So a lot of people here in Brazil say estrangeiro, okay? Here we just put E and R. It becomes what? Foreigner. So this is really, really important. So when you say someone is a foreigner, it means they're not from your locale, they're not from your country, they are from another country. Okay, so foreign can also mean something that you do not understand, an unknown subject. You say a foreign substance, for example. The cause of the cure of the coronavirus is what? Unknown. So we could say it's a foreign substance in the air because no one knows the result. Okay, so we can come down here and talk about refugees. Now, refugees is a very, very crucial case because a lot of countries have wars, a lot of countries have big problems, like for example the Haiti, the people from other Asian countries like Turkey, like Iran. So you see all those countries that have wars in their countries. So people are forced to leave. When people are forced to leave, it means it's not their desire to leave, but they have no choice, so they have to leave. So when you are forced out of your country, now it's different from immigration. Okay. Immigration is, I decided to leave my country on my own will to go to another country. Do you understand? So you are what? Making a conscious decision to leave your country out of will. But when you are a refugee, you don't have that choice. You are forced to leave your country because of what? The war. A lot of things are not working, or you're scared. So we also have the word asylum, which is people who are scared for their lives. Do you understand? So we say we go and take asylum in another country. Like we see people like powerful politicians, people from like for someone that have done some government conspiracy, going to another country or seeking asylum because they don't want to be killed by the other country. So these are the three different situations: immigration, traveling by will, refugee forced to leave their home country because of war or other problem, economic or political problem. Now, asylum is someone scared for their life going to other countries, okay, to seek for refuge in other countries, okay. Then we have what? The visa. Okay, guys. Now let's come back to everything that I've talked about today. Now, traveling is a very, very important thing that most of us is going to do at the beginning or the end of our life, or now or then, but we are going to travel. Especially if you are an English student, you are studying English because you want to travel. So it is really, really important you understand the things you need to do when you want to travel. Understand the processes. Ask yourself the question, where do I want to go? Okay, what time of the year do I want to go? Because if you're not good with health, for example, cold places or the place is too cold, so you have to be very careful the time of the year that you want to travel. So these are the few things you need to ask yourself. Where do I want to go? When do I want to go? And how do I want to go? So do you have a parent? Do you have a sibling? Do you have someone who's going to sponsor you? Or are you going to sponsor yourself? So these are all the things you need to know. Okay, how much do you have? How much are you willing to spend? How much is the currency there? What is the security there? Where am I going to be staying? So these are all the things that you need to ask yourself before making your plans to travel. Okay, so when you have all these informations, then you can go to apply for your passport and then your visa, then the airport. But whatever you want to do, I bet you that you're going to have a great time if you follow these tips. And if you do the things you need to do, I assure you, you won't have problems. Thank you very much for being with us today, and I hope you have a wonderful day. See you same time tomorrow. Bye.